Yeah, well, oh. Wow. Okay. They are super angry. They like to run away now, too. Oh, that's not good. I think a good chunk of the ship is missing. One thing you want to do when you have two weapon groups is to keep up constant pressure, especially against ships that have shields that can recharge fast. Man, we're having all the luck. Bounty markers are updating nice and consistently. Saber? Alright, Saber. Let's just use the default weapons, whatever. The Saber's pretty nice right now because it's recently it hit its gold standard. So it's pretty fancy on the inside and outside now. Yeah, Saber needs a little bit of love in the... Well, I think all medium fighters do really, but Saber needs a little bit of love in that that department. However, it's pretty awesome in atmosphere. Especially compared to some smaller ships that behave more strictly like airplanes. The Saber has a little bit more flexibility in its maneuvering capabilities within atmosphere. Man, it is. Not only is the frame rate good, but everything is smooth. I know the stream itself is going to smooth things out a little bit anyway, but it's feeling smooth. There's the Saber. It's like a tinier Vanguard. I like this Aegis aesthetic that's based off the Saber, Vanguard, and Retaliator. It's got a gun rack and it's got the storage compartment in it now. So those are nice things to have. And it's all of its component access is available on top, although there's no real way to access it from on foot in gravity. And the cockpit is really cool now too. Has all these glowy bits. It's got these nice greenish cyan lighting. Now, what they need to do is they need to take the Aegis HUD color and change it from this light blue monstrosity and change it to this, because it just matches the rest of the aesthetics so well. You can see the same little green above that red there, and the way that it's all kind of colored together, you can see how much good that green does in contrasting that red. If they take that red and that green and they put it into the HUD, yeah, that would make really good Aegis HUD color. That's what they should do. Alright, let's do some more bounties. Alright, let's not crash into any invisible things this time. Already an improvement. I moved a couple of things around, but I did not put any new cache in. I moved a couple things around so I could make use of a Scorpius for when that comes out, because I'm gonna want to play around with that and do a little bit of content on it. The Reliant is, yeah, it is kind of like a B-Wing. Looks like that one updated right away. Oh, it's a hurricane. For some reason, basically really super strong as a bounty now, compared to things that were probably should be stronger. They like to run away now, too. Yeah, that's a good point. There's a Vanguard. One thing you want to do when you have two weapon groups is to keep up constant pressure, especially against ships that have shields that can recharge fast. You don't want to leave a gap in between when you're firing. Oh, Hurston Security is here, and they're actually doing something useful, like engaging a bad guy for once, instead of pulling random people over. There's the next one. Let's check our progress. They pull you over, they scan you, and if you have anything that's illegal, then you can get a crime stat, or if you fail to comply, then you can get a crime stat. But they tend to be a little annoying because they sometimes get you at an inopportune time. Alright, marker, let's see, you update here. Hopefully our good luck is not going to run out. There we go. Ooh, this guy's bouncing. These Hurricanes are way tougher than any other NPC ship right now. Welcome back. No, I did not pick up any, well, I didn't put any new money in, but, I just rearranged a couple things so I'd have access to a Scorpius when, that comes out later next year, because I want to be able to do, a little bit of content on that. I don't know if I plan on keeping it, but I at least wanted to be able to make sure that I had access to it when it comes out, because I like doing content like that. the Reliant is very Buing-ish, and the Scorpius is definitely X-Wing-ish. We got a Vanguard Warden here. I think what we're gonna do is just accept the HRT. Oh, that's not good. Looks like a good chunk of the ship is missing. Oh well, improved cockpit visibility, I guess. Well, they just had their best year ever in terms of funding, and I think a big chunk of that is because there's been some more progress recently. 315 is like the best patch in terms of overall stability, like, that they've had. I don't think maybe I've seen one server crash since 315. And like basically no client crashes. Yeah, the funny thing is they added that 30K protection thing, and then there hasn't been really any 30Ks to speak of. I think what we'll do when we get to the ERT mission tonight, I think I'll take the Vanguard out and put the great big Gatling on it. Just to make cutting through that hammerhead pretty straightforward. We could do it in the Saber, but it just takes a while. But we've been having really good luck with these bounties spawning in and the markers updating properly for them, so that's quite good. Oof. No, they're angry. They are very angry. Yeah, well, oh. Wow. Okay. They are super angry. I don't know. I've just been killing all their buddies. That must have something to do with it. Oh, look at that. That mission marker's updated nicely. How's our rep coming along? Getting there, getting there. I'm just bad for the space environment. Oh, look, I actually damaged the ramp enough that it broke open. Ooh, 2 VHRTs in a row. Let's go. In theory. There's no real way to breach into ships right at the moment other than just to do enough damage to like the door, and then what they do in order to allow you to gain access is they just open the door or the port or whatever. From what I understand, and my knowledge might be a little bit out of date, but that there are issues shooting between physics grids of different objects, like from the surface of a planet to inside of a ship, or from inside of a ship to another ship. But I honestly haven't tested that in a while, and I don't know how up to date my knowledge is on that. Oh look, Hurston Security's here again. Although I do know in the future you are going to be able to specifically blow up specific ship components and disable ships that way. Some ships have their components much more exposed than others. Some ships have their ship components embedded really deep within the bowels of the ship, and other ships have their components almost as their carapace, as the outer coverings of the fuselage, basically. Yes, unfortunately, you can trip and end up who knows where, and definitely you can die. The other day I was walking up to one of the Lorville gates, and I was going up to one of the ramps that were there, and when I got to the top of the ramp, my character like flew into the air and tumbled head over feet and landed, and yeah, it was interesting. It was very funny to look at. Unfortunately, I didn't catch video of it. He wasn't able to hit me, so that was the best thing I could do. Wow, I don't think I've ever seen that happen before. What ship was it? Oh, it probably spawned in the wrong orientation or something. Twitch doesn't have a night mode? That's surprising. I put night mode on everything, even during the day. Oh, look how close we are. We're so close. Man, we're having all the luck. All the luck. Bounty markers are updating nice and consistently. Wow, that guy wasn't even moving. Uh-oh, something happened there. I think we've taken a fair bit of damage. Yeah, we've lost thrusters. Okay then. Well, saves us from having to go back and repair, I guess, right? I think the, based on how that NPC was moving there, I think the server was rubber banding a bit. I think that's what caused that issue. Or that series of issues, I should say. Oh well, we're so close to the reputation boundary for that mission. I think we're gonna change to the Vanguard anyway at this point. That'll just save us from having to do that again.